Hi guys, welcome to the How to Crack the Java interview. Today we will discuss some of the Spring Boot interview question asked by one of the interviewer in Mindtree. Okay, there are three questions we will discuss today. One is the first is the what is auto wiring? What is auto wiring? Type of auto wiring in Spring, and second one is the Spring Boot versus what is the difference between Spring Boot and Spring MVC. Then third question is what is the use of AutoWire and qualifier, where you can use AutoWire and qualifier in your application. We'll give some example, and first we'll discuss what is AutoWiring. AutoWiring means AutoWiring is manage the dependency injection. Manage the dependency injection between two bin automatically in the Spring is called the AutoWiring. Automatically manage the dependency injection in Spring is called AutoWiring. By declaring all the dependency, all the bin dependency in a Spring config file, then Spring container can auto-wire the relation between them. Spring container is responsible to manage the dependency between the two bin. Then type of auto wiring in Spring, type of auto wiring in the Spring. There are three type of auto wiring in the Spring. First one is first one is by by name. Second one is second one is by type. Third one is third one is third one is by constructor. By constructor. Okay, then we'll go to the second question is what is the difference between the Spring Boot and Spring MVC. Spring Boot is a module of Spring for packaging the Spring based application. Then Spring MVC is a model view controller based web framework under the Spring framework. Then Spring Boot provide default configuration to build the Spring powered framework, but Spring MVC provide ready to use feature to build a web application. And Spring Boot, there is no need to build the configuration manually. But in the Spring MVC, it is required to build the configuration manually. In Spring Boot, avoid a lot of boilerplate code, wrap the dependency together into a single unit. But Spring MVC specify the dependency manually. In, in the next one, in Spring Boot, there is no deployment descriptor in Spring Boot, but Spring MVC deployment descriptor is required. Then last one is Spring Boot reduce the development time, increase the productivity, but Spring MVC take more time to achieve the same thing. Then Spring Boot is faster than Spring MVC. Okay, we'll go to the next question. What is the use of auto wiring and qualifier? At the rate qualifier. Actually, at the rate auto wire is annotation based automatically manage the dependency. It will manage the dependency between the two bin, and where you can use that qualifier actually sometimes you might have more than one implementation class in your interface. In your interface you may have more than one implementation class. If you don't specify which one you like to inject, then you will get the no unique bin definition exception when you start your application. Just example, I have an interface employee service. I have an interface employee service, and I have two implementation class manager service IMPL implement employee service, and developer service IMPL implement employee service. Then try to inject those two in my controller class. We'll see how to inject. Okay, I have two implementation class. One is the developer service, another is the manager service. Developer service also implement interface like employee service, and a manager service also my implementation class of that employee service. I want to inject those two. How to inject? By AutoWire. By the AutoWire, First, I created a controller class, then other at rest controller, then other request mapping slash, that is the path parameter, then then other at Autowire will help to inject the dependent bean will into the target bean, then other at Autowire, then qualifier. If you qualifier developer service, then employee service D service, then another one is other at Autowire, other at qualifier of the uh, manager service, then employee service M service. If you not write this one, then what will happen? Spring Spring will not figure out which employee service implementation need to be Autowire. Then it will throw an exception like no unique bin definition exception. Then to avoid this, you need to implement the other at qualifier followed by the other at Autowire to specify the which implementation class need to be inject. Okay. That is the piece of the code. You can mm, in this scenario you can add this. You can use that qualifier annotation in your application. Then we'll go to the next video. We'll discuss some more questions. Thank you.